As a kid, all a nigga wanna have was a Burberry scarf and $3 in my pocket. Instead I got beat with a switch, but I don't give a fuck, but it's on my body. Scars all up on me, but I run around from everybody. Life lesson learned, I better learn from this bitch, nobody. She pushed me around, she didn't give no motherfucks about it. She broke my heart 3 times, but I ain't getting...
The Los Angeles Chargers are going to be taking a trip down to South Florida to take on the Miami Dolphins. Now, the Miami Dolphins are currently one of the hottest teams in the NFL right now. The Miami Dolphins are heading into this game as a 2.5-point favorite on a 4-game win streak. And the Dolphins have beaten some really good teams. They've beaten the Rams. They've beaten the Cardinals. Both of those two teams are projected to make it to the playoffs as of right now. They also beat the Jets, the 49ers during this 4-game win streak. And for the Los Angeles Chargers, they're on the complete opposite. They have currently lost 4 out of their last 5 games. And pretty much every single game that they've lost this season has been decided by mostly one possession or less. And for the LA Chargers, like the Atlanta Falcons and the Detroit Lions, they find ways to lose games and they find ways to blow leads. And the biggest draw for this game is going to be the battle of the rookie quarterbacks. We have Tua Tagovailoa taking on Justin Herbert. Now, Justin Herbert, in my opinion, has been the best rookie quarterback so far. And I know that's debatable. Some people may say Joe Burrow. And I wouldn't, get upset if anybody wants to say Joe Burrow. But for me, I like Justin Herbert more because he's just more flashier. You get the big playability out of Justin Herbert. Nothing wrong with Joe Burrow. I love me some Joe Burrow. I was really high on Joe Burrow heading into the season. I felt he was going to have a really great season. But Justin Herbert, man, how can you not love Justin Herbert? There's just so many big, flashy plays with Justin Herbert. It seems like every single week he's having a big highlight reel touchdown pass. And I just really like watching Justin Herbert play a lot. Now, Tua came off a really great game against Arizona. He completed 71% of his passes for 248 yards and 2 touchdowns. And he played so well against Arizona. It literally was people on social media saying that Tua was better than Kyler Murray. Now, we obviously know that Tua, as of right now, is not better than Kyler Murray. Does he have the potential to be better than Kyler Murray? Yes, he does. But I'm not going to say Tua is a better quarterback than Kyler Murray based on one game. And I'm pretty sure you guys are going to be like, what the hell? Who said that Tua was better than Kyler Murray? Go on social media. It literally was a lot of people out there that were saying that. So Tua has been really good so far. A lot of people were criticizing him after his performance against the LA Rams. A lot of people weren't all that blown away, but that was his first official game as an NFL starter. Ever since then, he looks like he has settled in pretty good with the Miami Dolphins. And the Brian Flores and the Miami Dolphins right now are not only in the mix to make it to the playoffs, but they're also in the mix to win the AFC East right behind the Buffalo Bills. So for the Dolphins, you have a team that has playoff aspirations, and you have a team in the LA Chargers, which basically their playoff hopes are on life support right now. And I'm really disappointed in the Los Angeles Chargers because I thought the Chargers were going to be a team that could have a good second half of the year and could make a playoff run like the Indianapolis Colts were able to do a couple of years back with Andrew Luck in his last year as a Colt. So I'm really disappointed in the LA Chargers with how they have performed so far this year. And for the Chargers, if they lose this game, I think the hot seat for Anthony Lynn is going to continue to heat up. And for the Dolphins, if you win this game, you're going to continue to remain one of the hottest teams in the NFL. And one of the biggest keys to victory for both of these two teams, aside from the rookie quarterbacks, we're going to touch on that a little bit more later. I want to see if the Miami Dolphins defense is going to be able to limit the big play ability of this Chargers offense. Because with Justin Herbert at quarterback, we know that the Chargers have had one of the most explosive and potent offenses in the NFL. They are actually second in the NFL in total yards per game with 420, and they are seventh in the NFL in yards per pass, averaging 7.6 every time they complete a pass through the air. And you have a Dolphins defense that is 17th in the NFL in yards per pass allowing teams to have 6.8 yards per completion. and they are 22nd in the NFL in yards per game allowed. So the Dolphins have a pretty good defense. They have a really good defense when it comes to being able to get turnovers and being able to get off the field on third down. And that's really big because Miami is really good defensively when it comes to situational football. They get big stops when they matter the most, and they get off the field on third down. And you have a Chargers offense that's one of the best offenses in the NFL when it comes to being able to keep drives alive on third down, which is why this is really weird that the fact that the Chargers are a 2-6 football team right now, when in all honesty, this is basically a team that should be around 5-3, 6-3 right now. So really confused about why the Chargers have the record that they do right now, but hey, it's 2020. And when you look at how the Chargers have blown late quarter leads and how they have struggled to win those tight games, that's also another reason why they have the record that they have right now. And another interesting dynamic is looking at the Chargers rushing attack. Did you know that the Chargers are 8th in the NFL in rushing yards per game? I didn't know that. I actually thought that the Chargers have kind of struggled to run the football successfully all this year. But I mean, I was looking up the stats, doing my research on this game, and watching a couple of Chargers games. And this is a better rushing attack than what I was giving them credit for. And I think a large reason for that isn't solely based on the halfbacks, but because of Justin Herbert's ability to run the football. You can do so much with Justin Herbert. Like, Justin Herbert is more than just a guy that's 6'6", 6'5" with a big arm. This is also a guy that is really athletic as well. You can run read option with him, his own reads as well, which also helps out this LA Chargers rushing attack, which is something that the LA Chargers haven't had since God knows when. They have never really had a quarterback during their franchise tenure that has been able to run the football the way Justin Herbert is able to. So that is an added bonus in the run game. I think that's a large reason why the Chargers run game has had the added boost they've had so far this season. And you look at the Dolphins, they are allowing 131 rushing yards per game, which is 26 in the NFL. So for the Chargers, I think a big reason for if the Chargers are going to be able to win this game, if this game gets close, is being able to run the football successfully in the fourth quarter. If you're able to run the football successfully in the fourth quarter, you're going to, majority of the time, control time possession, and you're going to hold the ball longer. And I think that's what the Chargers need to put a little bit more emphasis on. And the biggest takeaway for this game is going to be which rookie quarterback is going to be able to make the big plays and the big throws when it matters the most. The team that wins this game is going to be solely based on the rookie quarterback who performs the best. Now, I know Miami's defense has been pretty good. Miami's defense has been a large reason why they've been on this big hot streak as of lately. But I think this game is going to come down to which quarterback is going to be able to put their team in the best position to win in the fourth quarter. Is that going to be Tua, or is that going to be Justin Herbert? That remains to be seen. And when you look at the Chargers defense has been pretty beat up. And this defense was pretty beat up even before the season started, because Derwin James, he had some kind of injury that has pretty much kept him out for the entire year. You got Chris Harris Jr., who has missed the last couple of weeks. He's slated to return any week now, I believe. I believe he has like a week 11, week 12 return maybe at late. Week 13, but I know Chris Harris Jr. should be returning somewhere around the next couple of weeks, so that should be an added bonus. But the Chargers defense, when they're fully healthy, this is one of the best defenses in the NFL. So for the Chargers, I think they have a really good chance to win this game. This is a better football team than what a lot of people are giving them credit for, but I have to take the Miami Dolphins to get the victory here. And the reason why I take Miami to win this game is because I trust Miami. I trust their defense. I think their defense could get a big turnover, or they could have a big stop, which gets the ball back to their offense. And I trust the coaching staff of the Miami Dolphins with Brian Flores. Don't really have a lot of confidence in Anthony Lynn right now. Anthony Lynn's a nice guy. He says all the right things in the press conferences. But let's face it. Anthony Lynn right now, his hot seat has to be heating up. The Chargers, they are losing close one-possession games. And when you have a team that has struggled to win one-possession games the entire year, you have to give the eyebrow to the head coach. And I know some Charger fans want to make the excuse and say that, oh, JC, look at the injuries. Okay, you have a couple of key injuries, but injuries are part of the game. The 49ers have suffered pretty much their injuries to their whole entire team. Basically, if you were to walk into a hospital room, you would see the 49ers. But that's no excuse for the 49ers because the 49ers are still competing. They're still competitive in some games, and they still have a shot to make it to the playoffs. So if the 49ers can't compete with the majority of their roster in the hospital or on IR, then it's no excuse for the Chargers to not be winning these tightly contested games despite the injuries that they've had. Injuries are the name of the game. Injuries happen every day, every week in the NFL. The best teams and the best coaches are able to adapt and are able to overcome those injuries. So for the Chargers, you have to be able to win these tightly contested games if you want to end up becoming a playoff contender. But as of right now, I'm still taking the Dolphins to win this one. 34-27 is my final score prediction in this game. I'm taking the Dolphins.